It's not your house, it's not your car, it's not your air conditioner, it's your own body. So whether you take sugar, brown sugar, date syrup, jaggery, honey, anything organic jaggery, you take any sugar thing, they all are sugar. So if you give up sugar, you can actually reverse many ailments. Ghee is very good for us because it has cholesterol. If you don't have enough cholesterol in our body, we can't absorb vitamin D from the sun. Sleep is the single most factor which can affect your immunity more than protein and more than vitamin C and more than what is there in the environment. Exercise and diet are both like different sides of a coin. You can't do one without the other.
Welcome back to Radio City. Unlike every other interview, we're going to give you a little bit of something very different, and this time a touch with of health. Let's welcome Dr. Suman. Oh, I'm so sorry, Suman with me. You were gracious enough to tell me that how do I address you, and you said that okay, Suman is how we go with you.
Yes.
It's so
I'm not a
lovely to-
doctor. I wish I could be, because doctors do a lot of, they reverse diseases and everything, but yeah, whatever the circumstances.
Well, in a way, you reverse a lot of health problems by suggesting people and guiding them in the right way. So they may not give you a title of doctor, but I'm very glad to sit over here and talk to you. Suman, just, we were talking off camera about, before we could go ahead, I just want to give a little introduction about you. You are a very well-known and very recognized dietitian who has done wonders in her career, who has done wonders in her field. And you've also consulted a lot of celebrities, a lot of actors and all of it. Before we move ahead, how do you maintain such a hectic schedule with, it's, you're glowing right now, okay? So how do you maintain all this hectic schedule with your appointments, your consultancies, and keeping everything in mind? Does your job really help you as well?
Yeah, I think my job really helped me initially only. So, of course, I'm in this field since 23 years and 24th year is running. And I've been very fortunate to be in this field. I think I was meant to do it, because I was a very sickly child. I had no glow on my face, as you're mentioning. In fact, there are doctors who told me, you are thin and slim, but they look at your glow. Your face is pale. You're not you're not looking vibrant. And that is the time I realized that there's something wrong which I'm doing, because I was also absorbing knowledge from, say, newspaper. Those days we didn't have
Right.
much of internet. So newspapers and magazines and what you hear on TV. So
Right.
I was trying to grab knowledge, and from the books which have been written about health. So that's how I was trying to update. But this kida, this thing in me about health and being healthy and not having any ailment was from a very long time, literally from since we were children. So I didn't realize that this was my calling till the time. And I used to try everything possible. I've read books on diseases from a very young age.
Sure.
My quest was how not to fall sick, how not to have any ailment in your body was my quest.
Interesting.
Yeah. So because I was a sickly child, I used to fall sick every 3 months with very bad throat and tonsils, and I just didn't know. I was literally like, I didn't know how many times I have to take antibiotic course, and because of that my gut also got ruined. I could hardly digest any food. If I was not available anywhere in the home, my siblings used to say she must be sitting in the pot. So bad was my gut.
It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah. So I wanted to conquer this, and so that's why I used to read so many books on health. Then finally I came across this course on nutrition, and by that time all my 3 kids were born. It was a stretch for me to study at the same time and take care of all my children and of course a home. But I took a dive into it because I loved the subject. And after reading and understanding what is nutrition, what is the science behind nutrition, what happens to protein, what happens to carbs, why we need protein, what does carb do, what is the work of protein, why we need fat and what kind of fat, what vitamins do for us, I had a clear picture.
Right.
And that's how I implemented on myself. Till that time, it was not only falling sick every 3 months, I also had problems like very bad back pain. I was just 30. Such a bad back pain that I had sciatica pain, and doctors told me, sorry, you should think about jogging again or dancing again because your back is not in like good shape. I was wondering, I'm just 30 and he's telling me not to dance. And yeah, Shweta. So I decided that not only I'll do the course, and I cured myself. And after curing myself, I stopped falling sick. I don't have any aches and pains whatsoever. And I can dance for 2-3 hours non-stop. I can jog for 7 to 8 kilometers. So this is where I brought myself to, and this is what I'm trying to do for everyone who comes to me. But 80% people come to me for weight loss. So that is like the most sought after goal for everyone, more than the health. Okay, so I tell them, listen, you have come to me for weight loss, but I am checking, oh, you have migraine, you have back pain, you have knee pain, you have diabetes, you have blood pressure, cholesterol. I'm actually trying to solve that, and weight loss to happen as it is. Yeah. So my quest is to make everyone healthy, to in such a way that not only when they're losing weight, they will not going to lose hair, their skin texture, their immunity, the glow, and muscle and the bone. What is the use of losing weight if you're falling sick every 2 months, you're losing hair, and your face is looking withdrawn, your eyes are looking withdrawn? There's no sense. And you don't have energy, you are cribby, you are hangry. So we believe in a happy diet, and we make sure that we haven't given any diet where client has to say, listen, I don't want to eat this, but I have to eat it because I'm dieting. I said, no.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, I'll never give you. One thing my mother always told me that, khao manpasand, pehno jag pasand. Which I believed, I followed to the T, and I make sure my clients also follow, that I'll never give you anything which you don't like to eat.
Right.
So we change the diet 1,000 ways if possible, but we make sure they lose weight by eating the food they love. But of course, there is calorie count, and there is portion control, and there is other lifestyle correction. So I think what I do for myself is, sleep is my priority. Because of that, I wear this Aura ring. I've been wearing it since last now maybe 4-5 years, which I believe this sleep is the seat of good health, and sleep is the foundation of good health.
Right.
And we need to make sure your sleep is good. So of course, it's not that every night I get great sleep, I'm partying or I'm going out, etc. But first priority is sleep. Second priority is exercise, and diet though I have learned. So I eat that way, and I try to maintain macro and micro balance in my diet.
You know, I'm so selfishly happy, like I mentioned before the cameras were rolling, that I'm very glad to be sitting over here, because you and I somewhere share a very similar journey.
Oh.
You have a 23-year of experience, and I'm 30 years old. So like I said, that you have experience as old as I am right now. But when I was 18, I was told by my doctor that you can't dance because you have slip disc. Turns out it was not a slip disc, it was a vitamin D deficiency.
Exactly.
And that's when it triggered me. No, I have to move towards something called a healthy and balanced lifestyle. I was, as compared to now, I was a plumpy kid. I wouldn't call myself fat, but I did have cheeks and a little bit of, you know, double chin, and my arms were there. It was noticeable. It was there. Okay. And if I show you pictures, you can say that, okay, this is a before and after Shweta that we're talking to. But
I would like to see that picture.
I'll show you off camera. You're not everybody's getting access to that. But, you know, like you mentioned about the weight loss and the face that I made right now, because I would not dare to call myself an expert at all. But when you try certain things, when you bring certain changes in your lifestyle, and when you understand what your body needs, you just notice that transformation that's happening for a good. For good, that how your body is transforming,
long lasting,
and how everything else along with it is transforming for you. I would like to understand, in the world of social media that's, you know, all out there, flooded with information, maybe 80% false or manipulated, 20% of maybe truth, which takes time for us to reach. What is the difference between weight loss and following a healthy lifestyle?
So,
and why, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but why one should not run behind just weight loss? I don't personally believe that, you know, weight loss is your end goal, because...
So people are ready to literally do anything to lose weight. I said, but you cannot. So the weight loss has to happen the right way.
Right.
There are diets available like keto and intermittent fasting, and doing a gut cleanse where you're not eating any protein, just having carbs and vegetables. Of course you will lose weight. Of course your stomach will be lighter. But you're losing also muscle, because muscle drop can happen on a daily basis if you don't give your body enough protein.
Right.
So of course, weight loss has to be handled in a very scientific way. So, I think weight loss, and we believe more in lifestyle correction because it's permanent. It's like going to take you a long way, which will help you not only to follow a diet in a more beautiful way. So, and diet is only diet. It's just, yeah, you're okay, this is your diet. But if you're doing a diet but not sleeping enough, you're not going to lose weight.
Right.
If you're doing a diet, not exercising, you're not going to lose weight. If you are going to diet but you're not knowing if you have problems like hormonal issues like insulin resistance, which makes it difficult for you to lose it. In fact, you gain a lot of weight, and thyroid levels and your prolactin levels and other hormones which go off. What's the sense? So you have to bring in everything.
Sure.
So you have to bring in, first of all, you have come to me for weight loss, which everyone comes to me. Many come to me, but now we have a huge, another sphere of client coming in for pregnancy diet, lactation diet, and diabetes is our forte.
Right.
Whether person is type 1, which is on insulin, or type 2, which is not related to insulin. So we have every sphere person coming. So we tell them that it's very important first for me to know why are you not losing weight. So we understand from their family history, the genetic history. Then we do their blood reports to see which hormone is going off, whether
Sure.
the D3 is off, as you rightly said. That also can cause many other issues coming in.
Right.
Then whether your iron is low, so that your metabolism drops, how much. So then we do the reports, then we come to know which hormone is off. Then we understand your lifestyle, whether either you're over exercising, you're under exercising, timing of exercise, everything matters for weight loss.
Sure.
So we correct that at the same time. Then we understand that your sleep. If you're not sleeping for 7 to 8 hours, but you're only getting 4 hours, getting in the morning and doing your workout, and so you're going to keep falling sick. Then, sleep is the single most factor which can affect your immunity more than protein and more than vitamin C and
Right.
more than what is there in the environment. So that is what we have to put strongly into our system, that I understand you love Netflix, you love OTT, you love
Reels.
partying, reels. So what I tell them, that keep your sleep time sacred, that you will not touch that for no matter what. Once you have slept enough, so good sleep means you first 4 hours your body is taken care of in
Right.
terms of repair and repair function, and the next 4 hours is your mind repair happens when you
Sure.
put your memories back into the slots which you need, which you don't need, all that happens. So this 7 to 8 hours is extremely important. If that happens, you can fight anything. So the lifestyle is important, actually permanent, and diet can be a temporary remedy.
Right.
But the lifestyle correction, which anybody who gives you a solution with lifestyle and a diet, you should go to that person.
Sure.
Not just take, okay, this I'm going to lose weight, so I'll pick it up from internet and start following. That is going to bring a lot of questions later on in your health.
Right. I read somewhere that when you follow a healthy lifestyle, people say, "Oh, why are you dieting?" But it's not dieting. It's following a healthy lifestyle, even if you have to cut off the maybe call it tempting but very unhealthy things.
Yes.
Like, I've cut off a lot of
Junk.
things, lot of junk, gluten, and because my body has been telling me that no, you don't need this right now. What you need is the other side of it, what you were giving me before. So I really enjoy, learning and understanding what your body needs and everything. You spoke
So here
about,
I just want to tell you,
Yes.
gluten is not unhealthy.
it's not
It is
unhealthy.
fine.
I when I say gluten, I've cut off on maida. Because,
Maida.
Yeah, that's something that my body is not taking.
Too
in.
much bread, maida.
Yeah, there was a time when I was very high on maida. Probably every day in some form I used to have maida, and it was a big mistake that I did. But my body
So
somehow,
that cutting off is
Yes.
a great thing.
I did that. I'm very much okay with wheat, and I enjoy having my homely dal, rice, roti, sabzi, all of it.
Okay.
But what I wanted to also understand, Suman, is why are people not understand? You have such a wide list
Yeah.
of clientele, right? I mean, everybody would be different, and everybody would have different issues, and you would be talking to not two similar people would have the same.
Nobody has a
Right,
similar diet.
this similar diet or similar lifestyle charts that you are going to chart out for them. Why are they not? Why are they still in a zone ke hum sab kar lenge yaar? Why do you need a expert for that? So is it lack of awareness? Do you think it's over awareness that people have right now, or is it that people feel that we are the know-it-all. So what is the factor? And adding to that is, why should one genuinely consult an expert, and when is the time when they should consult an expert?
That's such a good question, because I know 98% of people think that they can do it by following intermittent because it's easy, just 8 till 8 hours in the day. And of course, they lose weight because they're eating less. Okay, they are literally missing out one meal. Okay, but they are also could be losing muscle and immunity and skin, bone, etc. So, so some people have the ego issue कि खाने के बारे में हम किसी और से क्यों पूछें? ये तो सब एक ही बात बोलेंगे, इतना रोटी खाओ, इतना सब्जी खाओ, ये तो हमको भी पता है.
Right.
There is an ego, and there is quick fixes. That's why they go for that. Then there is also money crunch, because of course I have been practicing in this field since so many years. I charge a certain amount.
Sure.
Yeah. So money matters. So, but why they need to go to an expert? Like suppose you are making a house, okay, and you don't want anything to go wrong, electric lines to go wrong, or your furniture to not to be made rightly, or you don't know whether you've calculated your space properly. You will call an interior designer. Sure. Same way when you're making a building. Same way anything you do, you need an expert.
Right.
So imagine we are calling an expert for anything. For maintenance, we'll have an air conditioned maintenance. For everything, we have a maintenance meted out. But what about your body? Now, your soul has only one possession, which is your body. You are supposed to take care of it first than any gadgets in your house. Think it's a car which you have been given, and someone has told you this is the car you're going to be using till the end of your journey, and that's the only car you're going to get.
Right.
Imagine how well you're going to take care of that car. Okay, because you can't change it. So you'll make sure the tires are changed on time, the machines are oiled, and you do proper maintenance, and you paint it regularly. But what about your body? Why won't you invest in your body? Because that is one thing wrong in your body. I'm telling you, your happiness is gone for the day.
Right.
If you have a headache, can you enjoy your day? No.
Not at all.
If you have a back pain, can you enjoy your day? No. Till you pop a pill. If you have a knee pain, you can't enjoy your day. If you're sick, you can't enjoy your day. No matter how many crores of money sitting in your bank or in your shares and your whichever investment, it means nothing to you. So your body is that important. I fail to understand why people won't give 200% importance to the body and its health and go to an expert and understand that this is what they're supposed to eat.
When it's too late.
Yeah. Then they would come to me, oh, now I have had a surgery, now I've come to you. Oh, I've had this autoimmune disease because I followed this diet. Yesterday only, I consulted one lady who was following intermittent fasting. Plus, she had a huge order from a very big business house for the wedding. So, she was killing herself for that order. So, she was doing intermittent, working 16 hours a day. How do you think her body is going to perform? So, she had an autoimmune attack. Simple. You will relate it, okay, it was in my genes, that's why I did it, but it is directly related to what food you're feeding yourself. I have so many diseases in my family, in my genetic history. Diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, skin problems, which are all, so many of them are autoimmune.
Right.
But my only aim was not to get any of this. So I know how much I can work. I know how much I need to sleep, how much I have to eat. And this is exactly I impart to you. So not only this case, there was another case from all the way from Saudi Arabia. That person, 33 years old, he was given a very big project from the government and he was literally working very long hours, not feeding himself, trying to lose weight. Now he has a irreversible damage to his heart and heart conditions. This is what I see on daily basis. So I tell them ki, I know you're coming to me after your this thing, but you can come much before.
Right.
I will make sure that any nutrition for that matter, it's not only me, every nutritionist will do the same. Make your diet healthy, make it sustainable, make it interesting, make it tasty, make it doable.
Right.
And lifestyle correction, how much exercise, what time, what combination, everything. So there you go. So it's very, very important to go to a nutritionist because it's not your house, it's not your car, it's not your air conditioner, it's your own body. You need the expert to help you understand what are the vitamin deficiencies, how you should plan your meal, And it's nothing. It's like I give back their own diet to them. I don't give my diet. Every
Sure.
diet is individually done.
Right.
What you eat, I just tweak that little bit. It's like you go to a tailor and the tailor will make the suit perfect to your size. This is what I do.
Right. Very interesting examples and references you've given over here, which will also resonate with a lot of audience. But you know what also resonates, or rather dominates, whether you like it or not, or whether we like it or not, is uh, the country is dominated by two things. One is sports, one is entertainment. So either they will look up to their favorite sports person, or they will look up to their favorite actor, actress, who are largely in front of the camera, or
Yes.
you know, who are
They have a
largely
very hectic life and
exactly.
very,
So people who are like largely inspired by them, कि मुझे I want a body like, just throwing some names like Deepika or like Alia or like Katrina. I want a body like them. And somebody may have said in some interview that I had only so and so food for continuous 6 months. If she had that, if he had that, I will also have that. I will get those 6 packs. I'll get those curves and those figures. Do you think it's very unhealthy for them to, you know,
Yeah,
blindly follow
blindly follow.
their favorite celebs or whatever it is?
No, it's not bad to follow celeb because they have really, whatever they have, the good skin and the strong body, they have literally worked really hard for that.
Sure.
They have really controlled their diet because I make their diets. I know how strictly they follow. It's not that they follow it to the T. They also enjoy their meals. They also enjoy your deviations. I'm not saying that they don't do it, but they have a very disciplined life. The discipline is what they don't understand.
Right.
That they give priority to their sleep, they give priority to their diet, they have special people making their meal, they make sure that their proteins are balanced, they have their trainers who are specialized, and they pay attention to these things.
Right.
Because see, for them, they are on the screen, they have to be looking good, and for that they really give their heart and soul to it. Okay, and but they can work out for 4 hours in a day because they can sleep in the day.
Right.
Yeah, because they can rest that much if they don't have shoots happening. But what about you? You are a working person.
Sure.
You are going to be working in the channel, okay, and so you can't follow their diet, their exercise, right?
Right.
Because it's not going to happen. So I tell them, you want their body. Like today only I consulted one person. His trainer was coming and making him really pump a lot of weights, and he said, you will get this and that. I said, okay, he is trying to make you and idolize you an actor, okay, maybe of your age. But does he know that you are also a businessman who is going through so many stresses? He's a builder.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I told him, how can you let your trainer push you? How does he know how many stresses you have? So much of physical stress if you put on yourself and you don't have time to rest. How will you, if you don't have time to recover your muscles? What will be the end game?
Right.
You will either binge eat, or you will have a injury, or you will put on weight because you're eating more and you're putting on weight, and or you're not able to concentrate on your work. These are such simple logical things which people don't understand. But why would you do that? You know,
Right.
for that matter. So it's important, it's good to idolize, but it's not good to blindly follow them.
Right.
Because they may have put just one thing, okay, I love this food and I want to eat this food, but that food may not be good for you. It is their body, blood, their blood type, their lifestyle, everything is suited to them.
Right. Now you said something about very simple and logical, which suddenly reminds me a question that I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said to me that I haven't cut off on sugar, I'm controlling sugar. And the very next minute, I saw her picking a big piece of baklava and relishing it, enjoying it till its very last,
Yeah.
bite. And even before we started rolling the cameras, you asked me to ask this question to you. So this question has two parts. Sugar, is it good or bad? I know. I just want to I just want this episode to be very informative for our audience, right? So sugar, is it good or bad? And what are some healthy alternative substitute for sugar? And that's one. There's another debate that's always on social media or any other platform, or even while you're talking to the so-called dietitian experts or something. Ghee is healthier than oil, or oil is healthier than ghee, or substitute oil with olive oil, or this oil or that oil. Just give us an expert opinion into this. and I'm going to let you take over from here.
Okay. So, Shweta, I know that sugar has been culprit for most of the diseases, I
Right.
must tell you. And also, it is the worst addiction, worse than any addiction. Because, and we have all been brought up by having sugar from a young age. Because you can't help it. You see it everywhere. You step out into a mall, first shop you will see of an ice cream or a
Cookie
yogurt
shop or-
yeah, froyo and this cookie shop. It's just there everywhere. And at home also you get it all the time. And you have been brought up eating chocolates and this. So we have got it in our blood. To give up sugar is just not easy.
Right.
But I have like given up sugar, okay? And I know that there is a withdrawal symptom. For 2 days, you are going to be depressed. You are going to have aches and pains. Can you believe it if I tell you you will have withdrawal, you'll have aches and pains? Because it's you are having it for such a long time.
Yeah, because you're so highly immune to it that, okay,
Yeah.
I know that today so
Yeah.
much of sugar has to go inside my body.
Yeah, because you are just you're sugar junkie, all of us.
Right.
So whether you take sugar, whether you take brown sugar, that the brown color caramelized sugar, or you take date syrup, or you take jaggery, you take honey, anything organic jaggery, you take any sugar thing, they all are sugar. In fact, jaggery has
Has
higher
sugar than
glycemic index value
Wow,
than
okay.
sugar. Can you believe it?
No, I actually can't, because they, sell these good wali chai.
I
jaggery
also
tea
sell
and-
jaggery, don't worry.
Yes.
It tastes yum. But I know what is jaggery and what is sugar. So everything is sugar and everything is not good for you.
Right.
Okay. What I tell my clients that what is the problem? Actually, worse than the sugar is the mithai or the dessert or chocolates you are having.
Yes.
Because that will be laden with the fats, which could be undesirable for you, which actually hikes up the calorie. If they are trying to eat a sugar-free chocolate, it will have, okay, sugar-free maltitol or whatever, monk fruit, or there are so many substitutes available. But my favorite substitute would be monk fruit.
Okay.
Or maybe for chocolates, maltitol, but it is a little tough on the stomach.
Break those down. I don't think our audience are very...
So maltitol is another kind of a sugar substitute which is used for chocolate because it does not alter the taste.
Okay.
It tastes yum, which is not that bad. What is bad is the chemically made sugar substitutes, which is aspartame,
Okay.
and sucralose, which is present in sugar-free,
Oh,
which is
okay.
bad because that's
Right.
chemical.
Right.
The naturally derived sugar would be stevia and monk fruit. Maltitol is still a chemical. So I think what people should do is that they should eat like a dark chocolate instead of a fat-laden, sugar-laden chocolate, because the dark chocolate has very less amount of sugar
Right.
and very low fat. So that's a good substitute. As compared to mithais, my mithais or dessert, my standard statement to all my clients is that our forefathers have taught us right. We have made it vikrit, we call it in English, Hindi. So we have been taught that you are supposed to treat yourself. Okay, treat yourself with a dessert or a mithai on occasions, not on a daily basis with lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is why when you cut your cake, birthday cake, you don't eat your cake on your own. Someone
Yes.
else feeds you. And that is the only cake you should consume, what someone else feeds you.
Right.
And what is fed to the other person when you cut is the only way you should have a cake of a birthday. Then, and our traditions are like that. In Raksha Bandhan, a sister feeds the mithai to the
Right.
brother and the brother feeds the mithai to the sister. So that's what we should follow. That anything which comes as prasad, very little, and what is made on occasions like Diwali, Raksha Bandhan, Holi, etc., very little, and what someone feeds you as a ritual or as a prasad, so that is fine. Or is a celebratory moment for, say, a child is born or there is a wedding, that is the time. So that's my standard advice to all my clients. But of course, I am more for Indian desserts as compared to Western desserts. I am totally Indian in this matter.
Oh, so you enjoy your rasmalais and all those Bengali mithais and all of it?
So I'm from Calcutta. Yeah.
How did I get that right?
So I'm from Calcutta and I have grown up eating sandesh and rasgulla all my life.
I think all
And
Bengalis will be very offended if you don't pronounce that right. So it's Sandesh.
Sandesh
Yeah,
or
and
rasgulla.
Yes.
Yeah, rasgulla. When I speak in Bengali, I speak like that. When I speak in Hindi, I can speak Bengali.
Wow. I can only speak one line in Bengali.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that line. Tumi kichu bolcho na. You won't say anything. That's the only line I
No.
know.
I love Bengal and I love Bengali and Bengali mithai especially. So because of that, I came out with this brand called Mishta,
Wow.
which makes Indian mithais
Right.
and popularize Indian mithais. Actually, all our Indian mithais are very healthy according to me, and we try to make it very healthy by using least amount of fat, because fat is where you get your calories, and the size of the mithai is very tiny.
Like bite size.
Bite size, just one bite. So all our mithais are less than 100 calorie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, and we make sandesh. Sandesh is everyone's favorite.
I can't blame them. No.
Yeah. So we make pishta laddus
Right.
and almond laddus and gond mithai, gond ke laddus for pregnancy, and even it's good for everyone else.
Sure.
And besan laddus, which is India's favorite, which is also rich in fiber and protein. So so we have a variety of sandesh and
Right.
laddu. And so I believe in Indian mithai, but in a limited quantity and only on celebrations.
Right.
Okay, so I came out with this brand only to promote this because I saw the children, today's children, youngsters are growing up eating chocolates first, pastries first,
Right.
cakes first, then these. And in fact, what is the health part of a cake? Tell me. Is there anything except the chocolate maybe in a tiny bit will be healthy?
Not at all.
It's only maida,
Yeah.
and it's only
Cream
butter and
and-
cream and
yeah,
sugar.
sugar.
Same thing goes for donuts, same thing goes for cupcakes.
Right.
So that's why I came out with this mithai. So they get the little tadka of health at the same time, and they have, like, it's a smaller bite, so the calorific value is much lesser,
Right.
the fat value is much lesser.
Right. Again, that brings me to our next question. That's oil versus ghee.
Yes.
So which one wins in that debate?
So first, to wrap up the sugar. So if sugar should be consumed in limited quantity. I am sugar free because I have to be first the example, because I'm
Right.
literally handling thousands of people.
You can't be having a Sandesh and then consulting the client or something unless it's from your
Yeah.
own brand.
So I only have desserts on occasion.
Right.
I don't have any other time. I don't have sugar in my tea, coffee, and yeah, that's all is about my. I don't have sugar. So if you want to avoid getting any disease, which is, so the metabolic disorders, which is blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol, are all related
Right.
to each other. They're brother sisters. So if you give up sugar, you can actually reverse many ailments. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and also weight gain, for that matter.
Of course, that follows with everything.
Yes,
that
yes.
anything excess will lead
Yes,
to
yes.
excessive weight.
And the food tastes different when you don't have sugar.
But like
You-
you said, like it is just a 2-day thing. I feel it's a 2-day blue that you
Yes,
feel like that.
yes.
The third day, I think you would be completely okay with it.
Yes.
And I speak from experience because it was not easy for me to cut off maida or sugar, either of them.
It is the most difficult thing to do, guys, but everyone can do it, and keep mithais for
Yeah.
occasion.
I mean,
is
if
my
I can
advice.
do it, definitely you guys can do it.
But changing into a sugar substitute, like even for that matter, monk fruit or stevia, you still want that sugar taste on your tongue. So the whole thing can change in 2 weeks time, maximum 3 weeks. Your tongue will not ask for sugary things. You just have to
Right.
wait for that much time.
Right. I read somewhere it's a conscious consistency that you have to follow. Like consistency is there, but it should be very conscious
Conscious. Yeah.
that you have to follow. Okay, no sugar today, no sugar tomorrow.
And it's not that I don't have energy. I still have enough energy.
You can see that.
Okay, so the next question is about the oil.
Oil versus
So
ghee.
today only I consulted one client who had so many hormonal issues. Okay, now she's only having ghee and she's a vegetarian. Tell me, as per science, and we have learned, we have to have a balance of PUFA, MUFA, and SFA.
Right.
PUFA is in the oils like olive oil. Some of peanut oil and arandika tail also has MUFA. Everything has MUFA a little bit. But olive oil is pure, a huge extent is MUFA. Now we have, so we'll go to the other spectrum, which is SFA, saturated fatty acids. So ghee is only saturated fatty acids. Very, very little of any other thing.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So you have MUFA and we have saturated fatty acids. Now in the middle we have PUFA, which is polyunsaturated fatty acids.
Right.
Now that is what is very essential for our body, because from polyunsaturated fatty acids we get essential fatty acids. They are called essential only because our body needs them
Oh.
for many functions. I'm not saying you don't need MUFA, I'm not saying you don't need SFA, but you need PUFA for sure,
Right.
because essential fatty acids are important because they are the one in which help in production of hormones.
Sure.
Yeah, and there are a lot of immune factor is dependent on PUFA.
Right.
Yeah, so that is how it is important. One has to make sure that PUFA is present. Now, where do you get PUFA from? So, like say Mediterranean people who are from that region, if they use olive oil in their food, it's fine because they eat a lot of fish.
Right.
Fish is very rich in PUFA.
PUFA,
So you're
okay.
going to get it. What about vegetarians?
That's one of the questions. On
That
the
is
list,
why
but
we
yes.
temper our food with oil.
Oh.
We make our vegetables with oil. We'll make, and all the vegetables are made with oil. Any nashta is made in oil.
Right.
So when you convert totally to ghee, how will you get PUFA?
Oh, and that leads to only consumption of ghee leads to any disease.
So they are
any
making their
conditions.
sabjis in ghee, their dals in ghee, paratha, everything in ghee. So my question is, that is what they have to understand. Don't follow fads. Understand the science behind. So why our forefathers are making vegetables in oil?
Oil.
Because it's important to make, because Indian protein are devoid of any fat. That's why we temper our food.
Right.
Okay, so that we can get the oil in our body. So that's how important is oil, PUFA especially. It's present in peanut, rice bran, sunflower, many oils. All vegetables or oils have some amount of PUFA, which is important. And if you want to know what oils to use, you can use say 2-3 months peanut oil, 2-3 months sunflower oils, 2-3 months rice bran oil, and which are which don't have very low smoking point.
Right.
Because Indians food requires tampering, and
Right.
so they need to have the seeds have to splutter. So for that high temperature, so they need to buy oils which can sustain high temperature Indian
Sure.
cooking, and all the oils have some form of this. Only olive oil is MUFA and only ghee is SFA. They have to remember. And all the milk protein. So I am not a promoter of vegan. It's not that I don't make vegan diets, because I at least make them healthier for them.
Right.
But milk protein suppose if you have a cup of curd,
Right.
think about how much ghee will it have?
A lot.
1 teaspoon, still thoda zyada. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah, in 1 cup of curd, 200 ml.
They also say curd is very cooling. It acts as a coolant
So
to you.
the hidden fat is there. If you have, say, milk itself, it's the same amount of fat you will have.
Right.
So you will get your SFA from these things.
Oh.
You don't have to necessarily make your food in ghee
Right.
and have hormonal issues. So the consult which I did, that lady had so many hormonal issues that she did not have right production of hormones in her body, so she's suffering.
Because of overconsumption of ghee.
Not overconsumption, not consuming
oil. Wow.
So what is good, PUFA is good for? PUFA is very, very important for keeping your HDL, the good cholesterol, healthy. So you can make your eggs in MUFA,
Right.
olive oil. You can make your eggs in olive oil.
Right.
It requires low temperature cooking. And you can make your salads in this
Sure.
thing. You can also have bread with olive oil
Right,
and little
I've seen-
pepper
yeah,
and salt,
yeah.
which is very healthy instead of putting butter. You will get your SFA if you're a non-vegetarian from chicken,
Right.
which is, even coconut has SFA, which you will get it if you're doing cooking with some, like, curries you're making in
Curries or-
coconut,
yeah.
which is fine. And your vegetables can be made in
Oil. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how. But at the same time, ghee is very good for us. Yeah. Because it has cholesterol, which not present in vegetarian food anywhere. So
Okay.
the cholesterol, why it is important, I'll tell you. Because when if you don't have enough cholesterol in our body, we can't absorb vitamin D from the sun.
Okay.
So that is the conversion of vitamin D from the skin does not happen.
Oh.
So that's how important is ghee. Okay.
Now
Also, a
I'm-
pregnant woman has
Yeah.
to have a SFA cholesterol rich meal, which is also present in a big quantity in chicken and eggs, the yolk of the egg. Because in absence of cholesterol, baby's brain do not develop to in a proper way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the baby's brain becomes double its size in the first year. So we always tell a mother to feed the baby, of course, for at least 1 year, and they have to have cholesterol-rich food only for this reason. So this is important. So now you will ask me why vitamin D is important. Okay, vitamin D is important not only for bones. People think vitamin D is only important for bone, but vitamin D is also important for to handle pre-diabetes, like to prevent you from becoming a diabetic.
Okay.
If your vitamin D is too low, there's chances of you becoming diabetes rises.
Oh.
Same thing, blood pressure. Same thing, cancer. They have related vitamin D, severe deficiency of vitamin D to cancer. So that's how important it is. So one must know that everything is interrelated and they have to be very careful before they can take anything down from internet to understand it from an expert.
Interesting. You know what's also doing rounds on social media these days is certain celeb recipes. Okay, like one must have said, "Okay, I really like this salad." So there'll be some online bloggers who like to cook or who are like chefs or something. They would be trying on that recipes, their version of it or something like that. Like for example, one recipe that really went viral was Alia Bhatt's beetroot salad. Right, and you are a celeb dietitian. What are the powerhouses of foods that one must include in their diet, especially for vegetarians, and when it comes to the basic fruits and vegetables?
So, the powerhouse of our food is not vegetable and fruits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Powerhouse would be the first class protein for vegetarians,
Right.
which is could be curd, paneer, milk itself you can digest, cheese. Okay, that's the first class protein if to break down the protein. And why first class? Because that has all the amino acids, which is important for your daily function of the body, like production of gastric juices, enzymes, bile juices, bile, and then hair and the skin and
Got
the
it.
antibodies for immunity. Everything depends on protein.
Understood.
So, and you need to have a good set of proteins. So that's the powerhouse. One is the curd. Curd, among all the milk protein, curd is the powerhouse. Second is eggs. Eggs is fantastic because it is just 75 calories for one whole egg. It has good quality cholesterol, which is also important for our brain, by the way. I forgot.
okay.
Our brain also function depends on cholesterol. So and the white only has no cholesterol. It has 3 grams of protein, pure protein, and full of collagen. Okay,
Right.
so that's very good for your skin. I eat at least 5 days in a week. I eat eggs.
Wow, I love eggs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So egg would be the second one. Third would be like a pulse in your diet. I believe that everyone should have one pulse protein in their meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Say in form of dal or moong or rajma. Rajma rice is a very good combination. So, or like cooked sprouts in any form or roasted chana. So one meal should be some pulse, which is important for the gut because the pulses have soluble fiber, which is important to bring your cholesterol down.
Understood.
Okay. Also, they are the prebiotic for your gut. So your gut bacteria feeds onto something which is the soluble fibers.
Understood.
So that is that. So one is curd, second is egg, third would be pulses.
Yeah.
Fourth could be whole grain because the bulk of our stool is made from grains.
Right.
So you cannot just omit the grains from your diet unless you have a condition. So like wholesome grain like wheat, not maida. Then millets like jowar,
Right.
bajra, ragi, which are really rich. Kodo millet is excellent for diabetics. So a grain is very good. Even oats for that matter, which reduces your cholesterol. Yeah, soluble fiber. So that is the fourth one. The next one would be, according to me, is low GI vegetables and fruits, which is of course not. So low GI fruits would be apple, pear, pomegranate, guava, cherry, strawberries, oranges, dragon fruits, kala jamun, etc.
Got it.
All these are low GI fruits. Then also we have in low GI vegetables which are not potato, arbi, suran, jackfruit. Beetroot are high on GI, but actually they are very healthy for you.
Right.
And carrots are also extremely healthy but high in GI, so you have to have limited quantity.
Right.
Yeah, these are the so every other vegetables are good to have, like green leafy vegetables. My favorite is spinach.
Spinach. Oh, I like spinach too, you know. Yes.
So, of course, what my favorite dish would be if I'm like wanting to eat light, so I would have a beetroot paneer tikki.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's
I
my
really like
favorite.
that, yes.
So I have that, and that's my favorite this thing. And I have another miracle soup, which I love. I can give you the recipe. You can put it up.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So which has carrots and less carrots, more tomatoes, and little bit beetroot and onions and little dudhi and garlic. So
Understood.
make it wholesome.
Right.
So
right.
that's the soup I have at least twice in a week,
Yes.
and beetroot tikki at least once a week, and is my food to go, and which is extremely healthy because especially beetroot has betalain, and it is it's super antioxidant and very good for your cardiovascular
Oh.
system. Yeah.
Okay. You know, Suman, they say that it's 80% what you eat and 20% what you work out. Do you agree with that ratio, or there's a little bit of change? I'm not getting too much into mathematics over here right now, but I just want to understand that does your diet overpower your exercise, or it has to be a balance of both?
So I believe that exercise and diet are both like different sides of a coin.
Sure.
If your health is your coin, then one is diet, one is exercise. You can't do one without the other.
Right.
So as I told you that, I don't know whether I've told you that I was, my father used to be in such a way that we have exercised from a very young age. Can you imagine? At the age of 12, I had bought Jane Fonda's book, and I've been exercising from that age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had gone for a book fair and I saw Jane Fonda's book and I bought it, and I've been following those exercises for a long time, and I've always done my cardio. I have done, so anything to do with exercise I've been doing from a young age. So and because of that, I saw that as compared to my friends who, of course, at those times nobody used to exercise. I don't find any of my friends exercising. So I was the only like funny one, and so I had so much strength as compared to any of my friends because I have been exercising every day. I used to do yoga when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was into exercise since a long time. So I believe, but my diet was not correct because we were not aware.
Right.
Yeah. I used to have a aerated drink almost daily.
Oh God, I remember that.
I didn't know it
phase.
was like, yeah. So I didn't know it was bad, right? When we came to know, of course, you stopped. So I told, don't touch it only now.
Right.
So I had those days, right? So I believe that exercise and diet, and I was a sickly child, as I mentioned.
Sure.
So I think they both are very important, but more than that important is your sleep. If you have not slept well, you will not be able to exercise, right? And same way, you will be, because you have not slept well, you have a little irritation in your mind and you are anxious more, and then you tend to reach out for wrong food.
There's a lot of things that follow because of lack of sleep.
Yes.
You know, a lot of
So
things.
I think sleep is must, and then exercise and diet take, I think, 50-50, especially in urban cities, because we are literally confined to our offices and our homes, and our homes are small, and you don't
Right.
travel. You always take a vehicle. You never travel on foot. Even if you have to go 10 minutes away, you'll take a vehicle because the air is so polluted,
Right.
especially in Indian cities, right? Sorry, but that's what we have. And but if suppose someone comes from London to me, I have many clients all over the world. So if someone is coming from America or London, I ask them how much is the step you take without exercising. If they generally take 9 to 10,000 steps because they commute so much by
Commute so
foot.
much, right.
So then I tell them, okay, just do 30 to 40 minutes of strength training or any form of exercise like yoga or Pilates twice, thrice a week. That's enough for swimming.
Sure.
But exercise has to be part of everyone's life on a daily basis.
So it's basically the lifestyle that needs to be changed and followed. It's not I think it's a journey without I wouldn't say a destination. It's not reaching the destination. It's a journey that you have to follow
Yes.
till the end. Thank you for your time. I look forward to another chat. Look forward to so much more content with you.
Sure. Anytime. I would love to chat and spread the knowledge. That's what I
Yes.
learned, that whatever knowledge you have, as much as you spread, as much as you grow and learn more.
Anything that you would like to say before we wrap up?
So I believe that actually health is your true wealth, though it is so cliche, but nothing matters more than your health. So as much care as you can take by gaining knowledge from this podcast, whatever you have gained, and you can of course reach out whenever you can on our social media. We are always there to answer questions. You don't always have to join. Any questions will be answered. And take care of yourself, so that that's why we call our company self-care. So take care of yourself, and so that you can live longer, happier, and a healthier old age till you are living. Yeah.
Any questions you have for Suman, anything related to diet, related to your lifestyle, leave them in the comments below and we'll be happy to answer. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode. Till then, take care, have a good life, and eat well. Bye. And also sleep well. Bye.
Radio City, Radio City, Radio City, Radio City, रग रग में दौड़े सिटी.